forward to that fall season starting next week. If you're heading out the door this morning, this is a live look at the beach line. There is a crash here getting off westbound at Cimarron Boulevard. This is the exit to Orlando International Airport. So this partially blocking that off-ramp, looking like the right few lanes here. Fortunately, no injuries reported so far, but there is going to be a backup there getting off at the beach line heading into Orlando International Airport along Cimarron. No other traffic issues right now there to report for your Wednesday. I-4, this is a live look in Winter Park, right at Lee Road. Traffic picking up here westbound, but so far those travel times are still in the green this morning. Along the 408 in between I-4 and State Road 417, both directions we're at less than 7 minutes.
Time right now is 6:40 and we are tracking the tropics.
Checking right now with first warning meteorologist Kellianne Klass. Kellianne, the Atlantic heating up right now.
Yeah, right now we're looking at Tropical Depression 7, which was Invest 92L. Right now it's not put together yet because it's battling some dry air from Saharan dust and also a bit of wind shear. Now the latest track from the National Hurricane Center thinks that this could become a tropical storm later on today, but because that dry air is around, I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe tomorrow it becomes a tropical storm, which the next name on the list would be Gabrielle. Then from there, slowly developing to a hurricane by the weekend. The latest track from the National Hurricane Center also keeps this out to sea. I want to show you our European and GFS models and what they're saying about this system, both saying that this is gradually going to develop. It starts to get a little close to the United States, but then quickly curves away from the United States, not making landfall at all. But if you have some travel plans to Bermuda, may want to check because we could be dealing with some at least tropical systems there. We'll talk a little bit more about your local forecast coming up in a few minutes.
On I-4 in Winter Park, traveling eastbound here, it's right at the Lee Road exit. Two of those lanes are blocked off, traffic getting by in the right, but you can see here huge delays traveling towards Maitland and Altamont Springs. So if I was traveling from downtown Orlando using those eastbound lanes, I would certainly use those express lanes this morning.
Getting one final look at our forecast today. A few isolated showers are possible along our coastline this morning, otherwise mostly sunny for our inland locations. Then we track up to a 30% coverage of showers around 3, 4, and 5 o'clock this afternoon and evening along I-4 and down to our south and east. Our rain increases throughout the week. We're talking a 30% coverage of rain from 3 through about 5 o'clock this evening. Now, I do want to get you to the tropics because we now have Tropical Depression 7, not a tropical storm yet because it's battling some dry air from Saharan dust as well as some wind shear. So I think it's going to take some time for this to gradually develop into a tropical storm. But the thinking is over the next couple of days, staying at tropical storm status once it does develop into a tropical storm and then becoming a hurricane later on this weekend. Good news is this is not going to impact us. We'll talk a little bit more about what our European and GFS models are saying about the system, and then of course your local forecast in just a few minutes.
This morning, people in Edgewater are going to be paying their respects. This is for a police officer, and he was killed while stopping at a convenience store.
Investigators say Officer David Jewell was shot from behind by a clerk at the Circle K store right near his home. WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live at the Edgewater Police Department for us this morning, where there is a growing tribute for the late officer.
There's still some breaking traffic news. A partial shutdown along I-4 in Winter Park. This is for those eastbound drivers this morning, right near the Lee Road exit. Some improvement here actually over the last 5 minutes. Looks like that crash now is fully off onto the left shoulder. So that's some good news for that morning drive. But looking from our tower camera, you can see huge backup still this morning. It's going to take traffic a little bit of time to get back up to its normal pace. This is a live look close to Fairbanks. Move over for emergency vehicles. It is the law. That is a good reminder, especially because those crews are still out there working to clear this on the shoulder. So you should be using those two right lanes to get by this crash if you are traveling from downtown towards Altamont Springs and Longwood on the eastbound side of I-4. I would still recommend those express lanes if you're traveling from that area this morning because backup's still prevalent here and those travel times really not looking good right now. You can see normally it takes about 13 minutes to get in between Princeton Street and Lake Mary along I-4, but because of this crash right now we're sitting at about 41.
All right, Bill.
This is breaking news.
Good morning. I'm Lindsay Sablon for our I-4 commuters eastbound. We want to get right over to the traffic expert Meaghan Mackey because there are some major backups in the Winter Park area. What's going on?
Yeah, Lindsay, you can see it from our tower camera. This is actually right outside of our studios here at WESH 2 at Lee Road. This crash here is blocking off the two left lanes this morning for the last 30 minutes or so, but troopers have gotten that crash cleared off into the shoulder, so you can kind of see it here. Traffic is moving, but still a lot of delays in this area. This is a look at the crash. It is the law to move over for those emergency vehicles. We do know there were some injuries with this crash, but again, all those lanes are back open. But if you are traveling this morning from the theme park area or downtown Orlando, traveling eastbound along I-4 towards Winter Park and Altamont Springs, I would opt for those express lanes this morning. You can see the backups here moving through this area. So plan ahead for that morning drive. It's probably going to take traffic about 20 to 25 minutes to get back up to its normal pace this morning. At least though, heading out the door for your morning commute on this Wednesday, Kellianne, nice and dry along I-4.
Beautiful start to our day. We just have a small chance for an isolated shower along our I-95 locations this morning. Everyone else is dry. Then this afternoon, we'll track scattered rain, couple of thunderstorms between 3, 4 and 5 o'clock this evening, with that best chance for rainfall in our central and southern spots. The farther north you go, the drier it gets, although unlike yesterday, we could still see a couple of showers up north throughout the day today. This afternoon, it's going to be warm. Temperatures reach the middle 80s to the upper 80s. And if you are heading out to any of our attractions today, you just want to make sure that you have that rain gear handy, especially for those evening hours. Central Florida's certified most accurate forecast shows rain gradually increasing over the next couple of days. Fall begins on Monday and we'll have a high temperature of 90 degrees.
Change